Let's see. Nah, I'm not Sean Ryan. I'm not gonna be like Richard Goodwin. Hello.
Sean Ryan's good though.
Dude, he is good.
Yeah.
I'm not as I'm not as far along as him. Like I can get there, but
Right, right.
it's gonna take some time, some figuring out some better lighting that doesn't give up after 10 minutes. That's what just happened. The scene didn't change. It was just the
Oh,
light
okay.
went on.
Light just went off. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Change the scene too. No, yeah, I've been dipping my toes into trying and figuring out what I like and what I like to do. And
Right.
so I started doing little riding vlogs because I got this little electric motorcycle or like a little motor dirt dirt bike, well electric
Okay.
dirt bike, and it can't go faster than 40 unless you like get in and tune it. And I can do all that, but it's so much fucking fun, dude, because it's like a 10-foot bubble of sound. So you're just like, wee. You can just pop up, whip. There it is.
That's
the weight
awesome.
the weight to power ratio is not okay for like 200 pounds. I I would try and pop wheelies and I can like get it going for a little bit, hold it for like a second or two, but the like you can tell where you need the power to just keep going and it just doesn't have enough ass.
Uh,
Otherwise we'd be Gucci.
oh yeah.
All right, my man. Sorry, I like to ramble.
Me too. I'm a professional rambler.
All right.
What's it called? Gift of gab?
The what?
Gift of gab?
Gift of the gab. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I'm blessed with the long tongue. Would you like to explain what your business is and uh, just kind of give a general overview of it?
Sure. What I like to, I don't like to, if I'm putting it simply, it's just building computers for people
Hmm.
with an artistic stylization of it.
Okay.
There, some would call it like boutique computers, others just call it like PC modding for
Hmm.
hire, things like that. Um, a lot of what I like to do is I'll start with kind of people's interests and try to work with what kind of design speaks to them.
Hmm.
And then I try to get that kind of encapsulated in the computer itself. I've moved recently and I was looking everywhere for like a couple of things I could show you that
Yeah.
weren't for clients. I have like a GPU backplate that's just Kirby. So like that's a really good example.
Is it liquid cooled?
No, it's a regular shitty graphics
Oh.
card and it's like a sheet of metal. And it comes out on the top and then it like when you have it installed,
Yeah.
you can see the plugs and all that. So
Yeah.
it's from the side profile and the top profile.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I
So
like
that's
those.
like a nice simple thing to do.
Yeah.
I really like doing full custom stuff though,
Okay.
just because it gives you a lot more room to kind of take this idea somebody has or this, I don't want to say a philosophy, but really like translate it throughout the whole thing. Uh, it just kind of ties together a lot better. So I don't have pre-cut stuff.
Okay.
Um, but one example is like, just a nice sheet of metal. This
Yeah.
is aluminum. And then it has a special coating on it
Hmm.
that lets me sublimate to it. So sublimation is a form of like, you'll hear it often with like not 3D printers, just regular printers.
Hmm.
It's a special type of ink that when you heat it, the ink evaporates. And if it's able to go to something, I forget what the right word is, it'll actually apply and adhere to it.
Okay.
So a lot of I'm gonna step aside for a second.
This reminds me of like wrapping a car and using the heat. to warm up the adhesive that's already on it.
I do like to work with a vinyl sometimes because not
Hmm.
everything um is sublimation that I do. When I first started out, I was actually using acrylic and I had a vinyl cutter. And what I would do is I would take my designs, put it on, and I'd spray paint stuff and then like do a nice protective coat once it was done.
Yeah.
And I think the coolest thing I made with that was like a stormtrooper Darth Vader thing. So you have like Darth Vader in the side with the stormtroopers on the side, and it was just a graphics card backplate.
Yeah.
I did white on the top, I did black on the underside, and just peeled it off. Dude, it was so simple, it was so sick. Um, but I found a lot of the times it was a little too simple to
Hmm.
get what the other person wanted across. So
Okay.
that's where I started going to like sublimation. And one of the first things I like to do with somebody is make a mug, see what they like about it. So this is an example. I'll do the same thing with the computers, but
Okay.
usually I start here just nice and small. Maybe we can make one. Um,
That's so funny.
this is just, it spoke to me, man. I had a little pixel background. I had some little accents,
Dude,
little
my
pixel
kids would
guy.
go crazy over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you could do that. You could oh my God, sorry. The ideas were just in my head for a second. It was like you could do that to a whole different or a whole plethora of kids toys or like kids bottles, personalization for that. Dude, it reminds me of
Yeah.
like what's that thing called? Scrapbooking. It reminds me of like that
Okay.
cuz not in a bad sense. I'm thinking in like a
Yeah.
creative
Right,
sense
right, right.
where it appeals to people's already uh imagination and allows them to play along with it. Oh, that's so cool though. I think that the mug thing is genius. Like, well, if you don't like it
Yeah.
on a mug, you wouldn't like it on your PC.
Exactly. And I'm out like maybe like $5 in materials.
Exactly.
Sometimes they like it and it gets more ideas going. And can we make a second mug? I want to explore this idea. Next thing you know, they're ordering a PC and they get 4 mugs.
Bro, and and it's another little way to have passive income because say the
Yeah.
mugs take off.
I could push that. I've not pursued that, and I feel like it's something I'm letting myself down on
But
because
dude,
I have the
you could try it. What is it on Etsy? They do this kind of stuff, and you could try it out there, where you could see if like people what designs they want, and then come up with a shop. Oh, look at you,
already.
dude. What was it? Me and one of my other buddies, we were sitting here talking, and he was like, "Well, how would you attack going and doing comedy?" And I was like, well, it would depend on location.
Okay.
And if I was in California like you, I would go to the comedy club with the jokes that I think are already acceptable, but I would sit in and listen to a round or a night of comedians, go back home, change my stuff again, and then attempt an open mic, and then go back home and scrap everything I hate or anything that didn't hit, and then just keep going.
I like that though.
Dude, I like to just try and fail. Like,
Iterative.
if,
It's not a failure if you learn something and you know to do it better the next time, you know?
well, yeah, dude. I just don't fear making a mistake. I fear not taking the step because it's like,
Oh,
oh no. At least I'm still moving if I'm failing.
yeah.
Cause dude, that's great. I love the mug idea. I was going off, but the mug idea is great. All right, so you were talking about sublimation. Can we please explain that more? Is it like
Sure. I got distracted.
okay, you're
So,
fine.
sublimation. So we'll print something out. Here's some like scraps. I was trying to do like a D&D bag of holding. So it's like you can sublimate to different things. This was printed out for like to go onto a canvas bag.
I like that.
It's hard to tell, but there's like a little smudge right here. And
Beneath
I
your
just
thumb.
didn't want to use this piece of paper. Yeah, exactly. Um, so you can go and put it onto like a whole bunch of different things. Uh,
Okay.
this here is like my big heat press. This is what I use for the
Okay.
computers. And so like I'll get these blowout papers so it doesn't go kind of crazy everywhere. The heat evaporates the ink. And when it's in the gaseous state, it starts dyeing things, if you
Okay.
will, just a lack of better term. Um, and then, when it cools, it's all there. It doesn't like you can try and scratch. You'll probably like weird yourself out with the sound before you actually make any damage.
Yeah, so it's like a
Uh,
plasta weld onto the material.
yeah, it's dyed the material.
Okay, I
You can
got
see
you.
here like I've chipped,
Yeah.
so it doesn't go like crazy deep
Okay.
or anything
I
like
think I've
that.
done this before. I think I've done it to like a couple stock shirts, but I just didn't uh I don't know how to do it well enough because every time I go and try and wash those clothes that I've done it to, it just immediately rips off.
Oh, so this is similar. You're talking about heat transfer vinyl.
There you go.
So there you're putting the plastic on
Yeah.
and whatnot. So this is it's that is where I kind of started with that kind of stuff. I never actually did the whole putting it onto shirts and whatnot.
Yeah.
What I liked about sublimation was I could make a picture of anything and just apply it. With like the vinyl stuff, if you wanted multiple colors, you'd have to like cut out certain things in a different way and then layer it.
Yeah.
So that got kind of tedious in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then I also started getting worried about like heat.
Yeah.
Because my end goal was focusing on the computers.
Yeah.
And I did one thing of acrylic, and it was on a graphics card. It was the AMD graphics card, so that sucker got hot. And after just one gaming sesh, I say one gaming sesh, it was 8 hours long. It was like putting in time.
Yeah.
That thing was melted to it.
That's a work
So,
session.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I kind of wanted to move away. And so I found sublimation as a process. I found a company that ships out aluminum panels,
Hmm.
and I can get it as a glossy, a satin, matte kind of finish. So that kind of adds to what people will want.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'll kind of like just get the dimensions. This is the calipers are a godsend for everything.
100%.
So I would be fucking up material left and right without that. Um, and then I just kind of cut shit to shape.
How's the market for that? Is it stable? Is it seasonal?
Dude, it took maybe a year and a half to really sell an actual computer. I was starting with GPU backplates
Hmm.
and side panels, and I was thinking, oh, maybe something a little more budget friendly would be more approachable. It just there's maybe I wasn't marketing it well. I just think the interest wasn't nearly as much there.
Yeah.
So in the year and a half, I sold maybe three GPU backplates and one side panel. Um, and it was really like discouraging for a good while. But once I sold like the first computer, and it was a nice high-end computer, but it
Yeah.
was something I sold for $5,000.
Shoo.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna just kind of like slap a little thing on and call it
Yeah.
overcharged. There's some love's labor involved in that, but that kind of sealed the deal for me. I was like, okay, it can happen. It's going to be slower to sell stuff. Um, and then once I had that first computer done, I started like, all right, how high can I reasonably take this? And I sold one for 13,000. This, that's the one I'm not going to have it like that again.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I will. I'm not
Hey,
gonna turn
if you
down an
did a
offer
good
like that.
job, you'll get more of it though.
It, that person, once I had one person, the word of mouth started
Hmm.
like traveling, once like one whale, I don't want to say I'm like looking for whale clients, but once one whale kind of came on
Yeah.
and liked it, he started spreading the word, and
Oh
it
hell yeah.
just kind of it
Because then
went
he shares it
exponential
with
from there.
his audience, his community, and he's like, "Yo, man, check this out." Or he's like, "Hey, I got this sick PC that I just bought. You want to come over and check it out?"
Kind of like that. So a lot of what I think the dude was not the first guy. The second guy I did was like, phrasing. The second client I worked with, he I'm pretty sure was like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So it, like I was like once I saw what he wanted, I was like, shoot, maybe I gotta advertise to YouTubers more.
Hell yeah, dude.
Um,
What is it?
yeah,
The only problem with working with such a broad range of people like that is you're gonna have to deal with like the outliers or someone where they'll walk up and be like, "So we can collab together, but I'm just gonna need all of this other stuff first, and you're gonna pay for it all." Like, what the fuck? There should be an equivalent exchange,
yeah,
or at least beneficial on one side. Like, you can't,
yeah,
and it's always got to be the side of the guest. Like, it can't just be the hope. Well, it can be, but that's only if you're a dickhead.
right, right.
I stopped myself. I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I thought about it for a second because I was like, you could take the route where you just like you take the money and you everybody else, but that's not cool. You're not making friends like that.
No,
I was talking to who was it? What was his name? L.A. Marzulli. He's this not psychotherapist. He's a parapsychologist, and
okay.
dude was so well learned on such a wide breadth of things that like as soon as we started talking, I was like, I'm out of my depth, dude. He'd fuck. He's It was just one of those humbling moments where you're like, damn,
Yeah,
you forget about the levels to this world, and then you're just. I was like, damn, I was so well acquainted with like the physical levels of athleticism and stuff like that, but
right.
I forget about the mental and academic levels that there are, and how some people are so fucking smart.
Pretty amazing.
It is amazing, and it
Yeah.
surprises me every time because I'm like, dude, you're a genius. Somehow the chicken has ended up in my lap.
Hey, it's a good
But all right,
day.
um, dude, well, I think about PCs and stuff like that, like tiny little investments, because most of the time people who are doing these buyouts are trying to change from one career path to the other, and they're like, all right, well, this is my dream. I'm gonna ball out and really give it a good go. I think it's a good way to make money, especially since
Eh,
there's such a pull for it now. Because I say pull for it now, it's just generations growing up and realizing, oh God, YouTube, Instagram, and all these other things, these are passive income. Like, I can just
yeah.
literally fart out a video. I say that, but you actually have to like put some effort into it, unless you're using like,
Right.
you can use some little auto generation clips, but it's never, the context is usually missing, or like that's the
Yeah.
purpose of it. And so it just gets like so little crazy because there's so many little niches when you get down to it. You can just be like,
Right.
this guy's rage baiting, this guy's race baiting, this guy's a political commentator with boobs. Like, it's not random. There's a guy that does politics shirtless. It's weird. It's really weird. I think it's cool as fuck though. So is I don't know where I can tap dance around this NDA. Can you just like, is it the description of the computers that you can't talk about, or is it the actual
The
like?
description, styles, and showing them.
Okay. Oh, well, that's easy then.
Yeah, the specific styles used per client, like that kind of stuff. So like we can tap dance around it all day. Like that's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. Well, I guess my question would be like, uh, is it just? I think I unplugged my microphone. It should be plugged in now. Give me 1 second to check again.
Sure,
There we go.
I can hear
Yep.
you.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
All right. Sorry. Let me move this one cord that goes straight around. All right. Sorry.
Is it a chicken or a rooster?
So this is a rooster.
Okay, so I can call it a cock. Dude,
Yeah,
I like your cock.
he's a little cock. He can't touch the bottom, but he'll fuck up the sides. He is at the bottom of the totem pole because he's the
Oh,
tiniest and he's the youngest. Well, youngest boy right now. But
I
he
didn't
get
realize they had like a totem pole.
yeah, dude. They get real hierarchical in that thing.
Is this where the saying the pecking order comes from? Because they're,
I think so. I think that's where it
dude,
comes from.
okay. We're learning
Cause
together right now.
yeah, well, dude, what is it? I have geese, ducks, and chickens, and I have a chicken today
Okay.
who a chicken today. I have a rooster who's an asshole. And I'm pretty sure that my goose like grabbed him by his crown and shook him because there's feathers missing right here. His
Oh,
crown is
buddy.
like cut at the bottom and on the side. And like I know he's a dickhead and will attack people at random. And so he's
I'm
already
sorry, I'm
slotted.
laughing.
Like, no, you're fine. Because we laugh about this shit. He's already slotted for asshole death if he can't like chill out in the next day. Because it's been like a week of him just trying to attack babies, trying to attack um the geese and the other hens for no reason.
Okay.
And so like I've tried isolating him, I've tried grabbing him and holding him and calming him down. So now it's just like, okay, you're just a dick. You're you might have to go in the forever box.
Might be
Or to my
dinner.
dinner table. Yep.
Yeah.
But the problem is he's not a meat bird. This is one of
Uh,
the like the pet birds. So we grow a little variety. Some of them
okay.
are like designer chickens, and some of them are meat birds, and then some are egg layers. And it's about like 5 or 6 of each. And the small, tiny ones like this, when they get full grown, we can sell them for more than when they're a little baby, where you sell them in mass. And so
Right.
it's a lot like the eggs. Um, we're trying to get an idea of what the egg production looks like per season, so then we can plan on um, like having a schedule for people. Because I would have to let them know that during the winter season they don't lay as many eggs. Like right
Okay.
now, I just give my neighbors eggs at random. You'll get 12 eggs on a random fucking day at a random fucking time. And I'm not going to ring the doorbell. You're just going to find them. They're always like in plain sight though. Like what was it? The other day I walked over and I didn't have any egg carton boxes. So I just had a plastic bag full of eggs. Like a clear plastic bag. But they took them, I think. I don't know.
Someone did.
Well, I think I put it behind like their post, so it would just be
Uh,
them that could see it. What? Funny as shit. Dude, I'm fucking. All right. Well, here, let me ask this. What was it? How do I want to phrase this? what was it like after FUMA from your side of the woods? I don't even I don't know how to phrase
Okay. No, no, no. I'm following. I had a good amount of, I'll say, self-made problems. There was a period of time where I'll say I was living on the streets or in couch surfing and stuff. Um, Family disagreements led to that. But that was, I'll say, maybe 4 or 5 years. Um, I tried to start turning things around, I'll say 2016.
it. Hmm.
And, substance abuse, kind of stuff like that. It was a bit rocky for a while, but then I'll say around the pandemic, a little bit before the pandemic, I really got into like building computers on my own.
Hmm.
After a while of like helping a couple friends here and there, nothing like crazy complicated.
Yeah.
I realized like, I like this. I also realized I really like building computers, but I couldn't just like, hey, honey, I built another computer. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
great, great. That's the seventh one. You can only use one at a time. And that's where I'm like, no, I'll load up RuneScape and I'll play 4 accounts at once. No, it wasn't sustainable.
You could
True
have.
story. This was a real conversation.
Why didn't you just try farming Bitcoin?
I did that too. That wasn't as fun. There wasn't as much like pizzazz. It was just set it up. It was too, I don't know the word for it, but it was just churning out stuff, and there was no fun to it.
I had a soldier
Um,
who had a computer with no screen, and it was literally just in the closet running 24/7, just mining Bitcoin 24/7. And he's like, after a year, I'll have one.
that's a lot though.
All right, dude. Fuck yeah, it is now, dude.
Like
My
a
dumbass
little
at the
over a
time,
hundred thousand.
dude, my dumbass at the time was like, who cares?
My dad was approached when Bitcoin was literally starting out,
Mhm.
and it was, hey, you want to invest in this? You can buy a Bitcoin for 11,000. My dad said, get out of here, dude. That's not going to be a thing. He he has a lot of self-loathing because of that.
Dude, they gave away Bitcoin as a third place prize in a Call of Duty tournament. It was either Call of Duty or Rainbow. Well, now I'm second guessing. It might just in a video game. They gave away
Okay.
Bitcoin as a prize, and it was like 3 to 5 Bitcoins, and then it like rose once you got to the top. I think the first place got like 10 Bitcoin, and they were like, if they didn't sell it by now, holy shit.
That's wild. That's a life-changing amount.
Yeah, well, yeah, now, but dude, imagine like early 2000s, you get a couple Bitcoin from some GameStop tournament, and then you don't even touch it. You never touch it. And then just in 2020, let's say 2018, 2019, you're like, oh, dude, you know what? I want Bitcoin at this fucking thing. How much is it worth? Oh, just a couple of grand.
You,
Hallelujah.
you're you're jogging my memory right now. I have a USB somewhere with like Tails OS installed on it, and I had like maybe 500, 600 in Bitcoin on there, and that was, I gotta find that.
Dude, I had trying to figure out how to make your picture the main picture. Um
You can try and like right click and pin or spotlight.
Boom. Okay. Let's do spotlight. Where's that? I don't think it'll matter. Just give me 1 second.
No rush, no rush.
I wonder if it'll host tools.
I need to make a note about that USB. Find USB.
Dude, I had bought some shitcoin uh like a while ago and I forgot about it for like it was Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin
Oh.
like 3 years ago, like 3 years before the boom, because Elon Musk put out a tweet one random fucking day. It was like buy Dogecoin, and it was the first time he had ever said anything. It was like 3 cents or something stupid low, and I bought like 20 or 30 of them. And I was like, who the fuck cares? And I forgot about them for 4 years and just did my little army thing. And then one day I heard, Dogecoin. And I was like, hold on, don't I have this thing called Robinhood? I was like, hold on. And so I had to reset my password and re go through everything because they had like a shit ton of updates and I had to verify everything. Get in there, a couple $100 of Dogecoin. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hell
That's
yeah,
awesome.
dude. I think I bought I bought like the best AMD graphics card at the time. I can't remember what it was. It was like a 5900, 5800, something like that. But dude, it was pretty gangster. I was like, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't like gambling though, man. I think that
Nah.
I think it's well, I should say this. I watched other people's lives fall apart from gambling and I just always saw it trending towards a downward spiral, so I was just kind of like, "Nah, I'm good. It's not that's not fun. That's not fun." Cuz it's
Yeah.
like a did it most of the time it's just a fucking it's just a parasitic relationship.
Yeah. It's a really, and there's like, it's one of those things you get addicted to the action.
Oh,
There's
dude, and
nothing
then
to
you
be
get
dependent on. So it's like, yeah,
I call it like the emotional entrapment. So they just all of these things culminate together and make a prison, man, and you can't escape from it. Because now
yeah,
you've got all these routines set up, you've got all these different reinforcements, all of these contingency plans for if something goes wrong. Like you changed your life to
yeah.
to fit around it. And I'm just I'm in the boat where it's like, well, if I'm going to do it, it's got to have more than just a purpose for me and beneficial to more than just me because I see that if everything is trending towards being selfish and only you getting your way, that doesn't fulfill anything that historically has prospered. Like if you want to prosper, one, you got to serve other people. Two,
Yeah,
you gotta be a positive person. And three, you have to contribute to, if not the economy, then the flow of ideas or information. You got to fix something to
right.
keep it going. Because I was having conversations with people when the government was shut down, and
Okay.
I was like, well, seeing as we're going on day 36, I say the government shut down like it's over yet, but dude, we're encroaching on day 40. They're still saying that they're gonna end it soon, but it still hasn't opened.
Yeah,
And by like the calculations that I was watching and going off of other mathematicians, they're like, oh well, the U.S. economy can only sustain about 90 days of a government shutdown. They're like, at that point, it'll collapse. And because of all the subsidies and
hmm
all the kickbacks, and, and I did 5 different writing vlogs where I just had to unload it all. But a couple days ago, it sounded crazy to say it out loud, and then all of today, because I do like one vlog a day But if I don't like the vlog, I won't even touch it. I'll just fucking like erase it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm just kind of out of my depth. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I'm not a banker. I'm not an economist. I need to just. But it got it got wild when I started hearing exactly what I was saying being echoed by all these economists and people who had all this other shit. They were like, well, since SNAP benefits and all that, since they contribute to the economy also, and their value is approximately like 1.5% of what the dollar is once you use it, they're like, well, it's going to kind of hit the economy hard. And I was sitting there and I was like, we need to think about this differently because if the ACA goes down and insurance companies have been paying into the economy and they've been getting, like, let's say you have a $700 life insurance program, they're probably getting $200 on top of your 700. So
Okay.
now we've got an extra portion that the government is dipping over into these private companies that then always know that they're going to get the 200 regardless of what you're paying. So they're going to
Mhm.
stretch it farther and farther and see what they can keep getting away with because they know they're getting paid no matter fucking what. So they're just going to
Yeah.
keep going and going until someone comes in and says, you can't do that. Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop. But then there's also like if you follow the flow of information, then you run into some false claims. Like there's false claims that like Obama was getting royalties off of Obamacare. That's not how that works.
Right, right.
No, it pays the insurance providers extra per policy. And so it's just
Uh-huh.
kind of like incentivizing something that's already on the free market. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. And I don't a lot of people don't pay attention to it. I just happened to focus on it this week and then I just get right back into it and I'm kind of just like all of these things like so we have three markets all of a sudden getting smacked down and collapsing, then that's going to cause an even bigger portion of the pie to collapse and create a power vacuum of now services. But
Yeah.
on my end, I think this will send us into the recession that we need to get this economy back on straight. We need to reevaluate our gold storages so that way we can, oh man, refinance. We're basically going to reevaluate the value of the dollar by our gold standard and then try and get back on it through that. That's how we're trending. You can
Right.
see it either that or they're going to try and go and change us over to some form of digital currency. What they decide on, who fucking knows yet? I guarantee you, though, whatever the politicians fucking, whatever they invest on, I'm going with them. Because we win it big, baby. There is apps where you can fucking trade and they'll match the portfolio of the politicians exactly. And so you're
Interesting.
trading exactly like one of the politicians. Hold on, I have it on my phone. I think it's fucking hilarious. It was called. Where'd it go? Hold on. This is worth looking up.
Okay.
Invest like a politician. I helped one of my buddies earlier. He was trying to find out how to get involved in like veteran equestrian therapy.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, dude, just reach out to companies like this, tell them what you want to get accomplished, and see if they'll sponsor you or help you get an event going where you can get funding and shit like that to do what you want. And he was like, oh, that's fucking gangster. I was like, yeah, you just got to have some motion. And he's like, what do you mean by motion?
Right.
And I was like, well, tit for tat, baby.
The
I was
app
like,
you were talking about, is it autopilot?
that's exactly what it was. I just pulled it up.
Okay.
I just,
Okay.
the chicken shit on my leg and I was trying to fucking get it off of
Oh,
me.
dude, take your time. Take your
You're
time.
good.
Share some with me though.
No, wait.
So
No.
that's
No. Nobody needs that, dude. The only reason I knew it even happened because it's like this little tiny baby turd is because it stinks and fucking nasty. It's funny though. I prefer what's hilarious is I prefer the chicken over like my dog just because of the separation of like outside animals and being inside. I like it way better.
oh yeah,
Maybe my dog is just annoying me lately. That's all about it. But all right.
some factors.
God, I got so off track. I just I love giving my 2 cents when no one asked.
I I was here for it.
Oh man. All right. Going back. Well, here. What got you out of your own let's see pathway of bad choices or um self-destructive tendencies?
I was like trying to let you finish the sentence, but I immediately wanted to be like, God, God did. No, but like honestly, a lot of like self-reflection, uh, a lot of prayer did help. You kind of touched on it, like indirectly wanting to help others.
Hmm.
You can't really do that if you're not able to function. Um, that helped a lot. I met the right person for me, so like that was also a big motivator of like keep your shit together, bro.
I saw you posting about her. Oh God, years ago, and I think like the
Yeah.
first time I saw it, you were like taking her fishing or something like that.
She took me fishing.
That's what it was. I think,
That's when I knew.
random memory. I was like, because I remember seeing the photo and I was laughing. I was like, look at this dude. He doesn't even go fishing.
Yeah. It was her and her cousin and she yeah, I was down for it with her.
Dude, it's funny what you'll do when you find the one that makes you happy. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is with my wife. Like from the jump, I didn't have reservations or like worries about her. It was kind of just like, nah, she'll be fine. Yeah, she's got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was like a weird sense of calm, like a knowing home without knowing.
Yeah.
It sounds
One
cool.
of the biggest things, sorry, my mind kind of went back to the question you had asked. One of the biggest actions I took that helped, um, like, like beyond prayer, beyond just trying to stay positive,
Hmm.
looking in the mirror and just trying to chip away as much dead wood. Anything I didn't like about myself, I really had to like address why. And sometimes the issues weren't issues. Sometimes there were a lot of things that like I realized I cared way too much about like what people thought.
Mm.
And I realized that was one of my biggest stems towards like a negative mindset.
Hmm. Dude,
Um,
preach.
yeah, when I realized like people would really make me angry if if they said something about me like this is a poor example, but if somebody called me a fool, I know I'm not a fool,
Yeah,
but like it would get under my skin.
yeah.
So it's like that's not me. And that was something that I kind of started to realize like that's a spot I have a knot. I'm not free there. So it's like that's not their perspective of me is just their perspective of me. And I had to disassociate myself from their perspective. Um So I think that was one of the big shifts that really helped me drop my bullshit, just get on and go.
No, that's good. I liked how
Yeah,
I liked when you were talking about shifting perspective because that was something that I had to do also. Uh, I reference it as the pit of despair because like that's what it felt like to me. Like it felt, and I like to use this little metaphor. Like I'll paint a picture with my words, but um, imagine sitting in the void completely, and then not even knowing you're in there. You don't even know that you're at your lowest low. You just think that this is normalcy. And then
yeah,
once you get out of that situation, you can like physically feel it lifted off of you and you're like you're like holy shit, dude. Life is good. But there's always like the pit follows you like your own shadow. It's always right there calling you back for when you spiral. But it's the conscious choices of no, I'm okay. I'm what grounding, technical terms, grounding,
yeah,
being like I'm okay. I'm here. I'm not in danger. Nothing's immediately happening to me. I'm in control. And I didn't do that when I was in the army at all. Like it was just balls to the wall, for lack of a term.
wasn't
That
part of the training.
it wasn't. None of it was like
Yeah,
you would get a little brief, a little lesson about mental health, but then on like the same coin, you would get told, "Oh, that's not real. That's not really happening. Go away. Shut up. You're being a bitch." It's like, "No, sir. I want to drive my car into that tree after work every day." and
yeah,
and we had a staff sergeant that went into like a high level briefing and was like, I
okay.
want to drive my truck into the river every day because you have not allowed us to have any break, anything for, I think it was 2 years we didn't have anything going on and we were just locked down
Mm,
to base because we were the emotion. We were the emergency response force for the
mm,
entire world. So heaven forbid you get a call and you're not on base or like within a range. I'm not going to say the range because I'm pretty sure that's still like a secret clearance. But
right, right.
um but you had to be able to respond to the call within a reasonable amount of time. And so heaven forbid you're far away or and this happened all the time. I actually had a couple guys who I had no choice but to actually enforce it. They just put me in a spot that I couldn't get them out of. I was like, "Listen,
Yeah,
I always told my dudes I was like, "Listen, I will help you until it becomes you or me, and then I will always choose me. And I want you to know that up front." And they're like, "What do you mean, sir? Aren't you for the boys?" I was like, "I'm for the boys until it becomes you or my family. Then I've got to make a choice."
yeah. Hey,
Most of the time,
uh,
people got it. I mean, I had some soldiers. I had two. I think it was two. Two of them got shot, like off duty, just fucking around. One dude got shot, like someone shot up the house party he was at, and he got hit in the forearm.
mm,
Um, Another guy got. Was it another guy? Oh no, that was a tribunal. I had one guy who was my leader, and then when I became a leader, I had to kick him out of the army for choices that he made. He put other people's lives in danger willingly, and then
uh,
decided to be an asshole and use racial slurs against one of my soldiers. And we had to get the MPs and our first sergeant in order to clear the situation because weapons were involved too. And so
jeez.
it was a fucking hot mess, dude. And I was like, dude, I love becoming a leader and then immediately having to do 7 police cases in a year. I was like,
Perks of
why do you
leadership, right?
perks of leadership for sure. I kept asking them, I was like, why do you guys hate me? Why do you want me to be in the police office all the time with you? They're like, sorry, it's not me. I'm like, it's all his same shit. It's not me. No, I didn't. Comparatively, I had good dudes. There's just like you always have like one dude that's causing 90% of your problems. And I'm not, I was I was the peanut gallery when I wasn't a leader. I was I was just a salty like dude who'd been there for a little bit. I wasn't salty. I was fucking depressed. But I loved shooting guns, and I didn't want to become an NCO, so I tried to stay a gunner for as long as I could. I even went to, I think I went to like what is it? I can't remember how many boards. It was a significant number of boards though, and I was like, listen, I don't think I'm ready to be a leader, and was just overly hard on myself. And then finally they forced me to become a leader where I had no say in it at all. And I was like, damn it, okay. They're like, what's wrong with you? I was like, well, as soon as you put me in a leadership position, I can't be on the gun anymore. I have to give up my favorite spot. And they're like, you're weird. I was like, no, I don't want all that. Bird. Fucking bird. Here, I'm gonna pause it for a second so we can go.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
Let's just hop back in. All right, so I fucking got off on a little or a little rant. Um, you were saying that you were doing a lot of self reflection, a lot of well, not meditation. I don't think you said that. I think you said it was prayer and talking to God, and then you found the right woman.
Yeah.
Did trying to think of how to put this. Because I know that there's some people who I have talked to where they say that they felt as if God met them where they were at. And like some claim that they felt him change their heart, like some spiritually felt it, some physically felt it, and some of them some claim that it was like a slow baby step walk to the person that they're at today. Like that me. I feel like he walked me with little changes every day. Yeah. No, so you're in the same boat. Why don't you walk us through it? Let's hear it.
So I ever since a young age, I always felt I don't want to say like a connection, but I always felt there was something pointing something useful out here,
Mm-hmm.
placing a bit of information in front of me, a little bit there, and then it comes into handy, useful here. And I don't mean like math answers or something, but like on a spiritual level or an emotional level,
Little
something that
synchronicities.
fills, yeah, yeah, something that
Yeah.
fills the soul. Um, so I felt like ever since a young age, I've always been looking
Mm-hmm.
for those kind of moments, not like, all right, when's the next one gonna happen? But like, all right, I'm very like ADHD. I like to keep it moving. So having, I don't know, having this grace, constantly like being on the lookout for it to slow me down, interpret things maybe differently. That's something that helped keep my eyes open. For a while, I went to private schools, like at a young age,
Mm-hmm.
all Christian. So I was always around it. And then I think, right now in America, for like maybe the past 20 years, it's a little somewhat almost fashionable to not be into that kind of stuff. When I
Yeah.
went to public schools, I think I adopted that for a good while, not really believing it, but like I was like, okay, you don't want to hear about God, like I shouldn't talk about this. And I'll say Fork Union is actually where it got, I don't want to say rekindled, but where I was like, more willing to like look at that like, okay, others don't, but I do. I want to. Um, and I think ever since then, I don't know, I try to be more grateful for like of God, what he does for all of us. And it really helped me change an aspect of the formality. I feel like I come off very formal in some situations because I think I had to be, but that at Fork Union, Colonel Ransom, he made yeah, that dude's a fucking hoot.
Dude, the
Um,
cow video will forever be in my memory, bro.
he was the one to introduce me to like the concept of like a popcorn prayer. And I was like, all right, what the hell are you talking about? But like, it
Bro
doesn't
needed
need to,
them.
huh?
I said he needed them.
He did. Um, but like, I don't know. Ever since like he said that, like, yeah, it was kind of funny, laugh at it, and like then start digesting it, and it's like, all right, I can make little prayers in passing. It doesn't have to be this whole like it doesn't have to be super, super fucking formal. It can be like, hey God, I'm praying for this dude. He's going through some things that, I can recognize I've been through. Like, I hope you give him the strength. But then, like, if I can recognize that somebody might be going through something I've gone through or similar, oh,
No, I get what you're saying. 100%. She's fine as long as she doesn't disconnect my microphone. Ah, oh no, I think you're freezing.
there's an aspect of like, well, if I, hell yeah. I
There we go. Now I've
Let
got
me
you back.
try one quick thing.
I've got you back now.
Okay, you got me back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were saying you had an
Hell yeah.
aspect of
Hell yeah.
something?
So yeah, there was an aspect of like if I'm going to be praying for somebody and I can actually recognize maybe some plight that they're dealing with, like maybe that is where God is walking me doing, God works in mysterious ways. Maybe that's his way of kind of getting me to serve the community.
Yeah.
So anytime I started doing like prayers like that, I tried to also act on them.
Sorry.
Um,
She just
no, that
blinded
was great. That was
me.
great. Like
Jeez Louise,
all of a
man.
sudden, all you see is an asterisk.
I know. Caught me off guard too. I was like, what the hell?
So yeah, I felt like that was a good way, not a good way, but like that's kind of how I felt like the topics you could try to
Yeah,
ask
no.
about.
No. I I can say that I feel like he did the same thing with me. Little synchronicities of things that I had talked to him specifically about, and then would be repeated verbatim by just random people that have I've never seen before, never interacted with. So there's not a chance that they know what the hell. There's not a chance that they know what I'm talking about beforehand. And I know, I love you too, buddy. You just got to stay right here, okay? Stay right here. There's not a chance that I have interacted with them before or that they know what I'm talking about, and yet they will say what I or not what I, but what God had said to me when I was talking to him on specific things, and I would just be like, okay, because it was kind of, it's not like the deja vu feeling, but it's like, how do I say it? It's not a deja vu feeling. It's almost like a remembrance and a download at the same time. You there now?
I think so. I switched to the Wi-Fi extender nearby.
Oh,
Last
okay.
thing I heard was that like you were having these synchronicities, you would specific prayers, and that like
Oh, yes, 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 yes,
some time would pass and somebody would like be talking about
yes.
your private conversations with God.
Yeah,
Poorly
and
paraphrased.
here, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's perfect though. So
Okay.
here, I'll go even deeper. So I was specifically seeking out like spiritual information, not in a sense that like I was trying to cast spells or do any of that shit. No, I was trying to contextualize a lot of religious scriptures, not necessarily just Christianity's. Like I read a majority of the Quran. I read a majority of the Vedas. I read a majority of Gnosticism. Read a majority of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. I read a majority of what is it? The Sanguinis. And then I read a majority of I read the entirety of the Book of Enoch. I read the entirety of like the Keys of Solomon. I've I read a lot and I consume a
Right.
lot of information, and so like the questions that I had were very specific in nature and about like gods and deities and the contextualization of trying to identify who was who in the spiritual realm. So like for instance, I was having questions about the Gnostic point of view and how they decided who was Yaldabaoth and stuff like that. So, I don't want to get into the exact question, but like it was a question about like the origins of Yaldabaoth, and then someone like in public was just randomly saying this but like verbatim of what I was questioning already, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then, but then, um, in my mind, I would I would get like a scripture. I got like a scripture of contextualization in my mind, so it would be like Joshua 4:16 or something like that, or something just like real
Right.
random, and then you find it, and it's the answer to the fucking question, and I would just be like, "What the it's, it's been a lot of that,
Yeah.
and then but like I have no control over it. It's just like say my subconscious gets stuck on a question and my conscious can't rationalize it or contextualize it, and then it's almost like the universe is answering that question. It's really fucking wild, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy because
You
like
know,
you
I
go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna chime in real quick. Like I've experienced not exactly what you're saying, but like the what you're saying like so
Yeah,
many times.
the resonation of like where I could get a general sense of resonance if like say it's something that I agree with or something that like I've thought before, I'll be like, oh, that's pretty neat. Pretty neat that you thought of it that way. Because I too thought of it
Right.
that way. But then like when you get the the spiritual synchronicity where it's just like it can't be coincidence because this is so aligned with what I was talking about or what I was doing, or heaven forbid that you have gifts from the Lord and like heaven forbid you try and talk to somebody else about it. Because no, first off they'll be like, oh yeah dude the fucking Woo. But um I've had conversations with some Pentecostals, and
Mhm.
dude, they don't hold back nothing. They let it
Yeah.
all fly out. And so you can get like a real real nice conversation with them, and I talked to one of them because I was like, "Oh, we see the depiction of demonic possession left, right, and center all over TV, but we're like, what do you think it's actually like?" And they were like, "Well, I don't have to think about it. I already know. I've seen like an exorcism happen." And I was like, "Well, what were they like then?" And he was like, "Well, it's kind of just like um, an emotional entrapment where there's no line of rationale that will work."
Right.
And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, can you be a little bit more specific?" And he was like, he's like, think of a non-violent, or he's like, actually, scratch that. He's like, think of an outlier who is so emotionally charged about everything that they believe and is so convicted in that belief that they're unwilling to hear anything else, and to a point of violence and murder. And I was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot of people. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, it's pretty scary. I was like, does that mean I can just start flicking holy water at people? Obviously, I was just trying to lighten the mood, but it's something.
Right.
It's something to chew on. That our perception of demonic possession is actually exaggerated of what it is. So that's an interesting point. Like, why would they exaggerate over it unless they want us to think that it's way worse than what it actually is?
Or misguide.
Boom. Boom. The good
If you're
old
looking for an
misdirection.
extreme reaction, you're gonna maybe overlook something subtler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, why did Karen's eyes roll back in her?
Mm.
I don't know. That's just a random instance. I think it's funny though. You gotta exaggerate some things, draw some people in. Get the,
Dramatize
do some clip farming.
it.
Oh man, dude. Um, yeah, dude. No, that's so wild. I actually, so what I was doing is I would go through a religion and I would read it, I would try and understand it, and I would try and contextualize it, and then I would cross reference it. I would go back to what my original belief was in the beginning, which was that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. And
Mhm.
even though I would say at that time I was about like lukewarm, even though I had been baptized and had been in church my whole life, I was still lukewarm. And
Yeah.
then um, it kind of felt like with each bit of information I was getting, I was being validated in the Son. And then once I got back over to the Holy Bible and was reading through it again, and I've read through it multiple times at this point. Um, I was reading through it, and it was kind of just like more things would make sense. I would get like more of an understanding of it, and then I can remember about the one thing I remember, or one thing that I remember out of a multitude was that like when he's talking about in the beginning there was the word and it was with God and it was God and it was of God. I don't think that like people get it that when we breathe in it sounds like YH. And then when we breathe out it spells like WH.
Interesting.
So then you have Yahweh.
Yeah.
And so
Ah,
that's the word. and,
bro.
and and then when you rationalize it as our tongues are the wand that the word is spoken from, then it's as if each spell that we're casting, so we're spelling out words and we're casting our thoughts.
Yeah.
Dude, like if you want to go full blown like everything's demonic, you can do little things like that all the time. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that I believe that talking is spellcasting, but I do believe to some extent people can be entranced by verbiage and articulation to the point where it will manipulate it the way that they think. And
Yeah.
I think that that's where the early witch hunts were coming in. It's just people were well so well learned, and they could speak so beautifully that it could really fuck you up.
Right. Yeah.
You walk up on William Shakespeare and he starts throwing word salads at you, dude. I'm gonna be eating that buffet. Dude, I'm sorry. Oh
Don't be
man,
sorry.
I
Don't
think
be sorry.
it's funny because I've actually gotten to a point now where I'm going to scriptures and it's gotten me to the point where I've arrived at Orthodox Christianity, but I'm still learning it, so I can't claim it. But it feels like it's right. I mean, it feels like home. It's just I don't I don't how do I phrase this? I don't believe that all power resides in the institution of the church, because uh, Jesus even states that your body is a temple, your body is the church, and if you are a child of mine, then you are the church. And so
Yeah.
I don't really like I pay credence to the hierarchy and the respect of the church and the institution. It's just I don't think that all power resides in the church. And I don't think Jesus did either. But I'll cut that out
Yeah.
because I think that someone will get really mad at that.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
The part where I said I don't think Jesus does either. I'll just chop that little section out so I know
Sure, sure.
no little Karen comes in and is like blasphemy. I'll be like, write it down, bitch. But I do think there's little things because um for a while I was uh and sometimes well not sometimes every day I think about it. Um it feels like I've died to the world and I only want to live in Christ. Like
Yeah.
while I'm of this world, I'm not for this world. It's just I'm experiencing this world and I'm grateful for the experience. It's
Yeah.
hard to like contextualize or at least articulate because it's just like
Mhm.
um I've done so many things at this point where I've come t like face to face with uh with evil that it's just kind of like I'm really glad I'm just here. I'm
Yeah.
really glad I just made it out. Like thank you for the breath. It was getting hairy. Cuz
Mm.
what was it? I won't go into it, but the Afghan evacuation was batshit crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be trumped up. It doesn't need to be like, but it was one of those where like if you weren't actively engaged in something to do, you were smoking or you were dipping or you were trying to find one of them because you damn sure didn't want to think about the situation.
Yeah.
It's
Man.
just one of those things, man. Somebody's got to do it. I'm glad it was me because what a time.
That's interesting you said that it was you're glad it was you.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I've had a wide variety of experiences,
mhm.
and some of the situations that I was put into, I won't say I chose to, but some of the situations I was forced into, only experiencing that situation beforehand could you have known the proper way to handle it. And you just kind of have to um, tiptoe around these situations and utilize your discretion in order to get the best outcome out of it.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm not even sure that I handled it perfectly, but it's a lot better than having to worry about somebody else. Put it that way. Because
It's kind of
I
like
kept
a
some guys, I kept some guys in positions where I knew they wouldn't see anything just for their mental health.
yeah.
So it's kind of like, what can I handle versus what I know other people can't handle? And it's just like, well, we're going to see if it works out.
Yeah. Bit of
But
a
catch 22.
sheepdog mentality and more of like a mental front.
Yeah,
You want to
kind
be
of.
protect them.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, it was like when you're in when you're in those situations, it's it's more about like muscle memory and repetition and how well you trained beforehand.
Okay.
Because if you didn't do that, then fear and anxiety will sit in beforehand before confidence does.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. I think that it was good timing on all fronts because God, it's so. I was thinking about this too. I've been in a lot of positions where I'm just lucky to be here. Like, there's no reason that I should be in these positions, but like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And just for like the an amount of time to get me out of something else, and it's just like, what the fuck? So I'll give you an instance. I think it was 2020, when the embassy of Iraq was attacked, and they
Okay.
shot intercontinental ballistic missiles at our at us because of us killing their general outside of the airport.
Yeah.
That was my battalion and my company in Iran that had the airstrikes against them, but my ass was in Oklahoma doing electronic warfare
Interesting.
because I was trying to change jobs to do electronic warfare. But no matter how hard I tried, I still failed that final test by 2 questions. I would have got it.
Oh,
They gave me a second try and I still failed, dude. It was rough.
man.
I studied for forever, man. I was getting panic attacks because like I would stay up so late doing study. I would get help like every day. I would do tutoring sessions. Like I was fucking my health up trying to win.
You wanted it.
Dude, the signing bonus would have been awesome.
That's fair.
but but yeah, I failed that final quiz, man. And then um like the day after I failed it, all of my guys came home, and then I was sent back to that unit. But each time it's like little little positions that I'm put into that get me out of um the whole danger field because like this was a rapid action deployment, so that means that we only got notified about it 18 hours prior. There was no
Okay.
notice and we were just bam, hey, go. I've had a couple of those,
Yeah.
but it's, like it sounds cool, but it sucks balls.
No.
It sucks so many balls. Like, cause you can't go nowhere, you can't do nothing, you can't drink, you can't like. What the hell you want me to do? You want me to play Call of Duty every night? Yes.
Uh,
Dude, for a while there, we had a whole like platoon of dudes that were playing Call of Duty every night together. Shit was funny.
that's interesting.
um, oh my God, we've gotten so far off the course of here. Let's steer it back while we're still over here. All right,
Sure, sure.
so um, so you build computers, you
Mhm.
do the designing, the customization, and personalization of computers? Is it just? Well, no, you said the whole thing because you did a $10,000 PC build, which is.
That's how I felt.
Do you do like bending tubes, liquid cooling, and stuff like that, or is it just all um
Air
like
cooled.
yeah, kind of.
So I'll do whatever the customer wants. Surprisingly, not a lot of people have wanted the like the custom water loops.
Hmm.
I sometimes I give a little too much information and maybe I've talked myself out of the sales, but I don't want to sell somebody something and they don't know how to maintain it.
Yeah, because you got to
So like
drain
an
those.
yeah, you got to drain them, make sure it's all hunky dory, and it's just like a lot of the people that did that kind of stuff would buy individual components to add on to their already made system.
But
So
that was
that's
where I
where
was
it's
going with it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you
Um,
become like a distributor instead of an actual customization. Mike, did you look into the CompTIA certifications for like A plus?
I was for a while because when I was starting this out, I really wanted to keep as much of the income. I wanted as much of the business income in the business, and I wanted to not pay myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to work a job on the side
Okay.
and have somebody else pay me to just
Yeah.
supplement the income, give it a little
Reasonable.
boost, if you will.
Yeah. Going your
And
dream while you're doing your job.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so like I was working towards CompTIA stuff. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
the A plus and the Security Plus certifications, but while I was doing all that, I was spreading myself too thin
Mm.
because I needed the job first in order to
Mm-hmm.
for my goal at the time. So I got into like a concierge at a ritzy place, and if I'm involved in something, I don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, yeah. So I very quickly became from concierge, lead concierge. The place I was at, they had the concierge was like third party, if you will, subcontracted in. I was doing so good, the management company wanted to hire me on as assistant manager.
Well, shit.
The person running the place, this dude was a cool guy, had a lot in the field to teach me, and so I was kind of like, okay, if I'm doing this on the side, like I actually kind of like the networking aspect of all this. I'm learning a lot about like properties, how to maintain stuff on a property that you know, I didn't know how to do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I don't.
learning, yeah, exactly. Who do you call for this? It was nice. He there's the building we were at, there's a public trail, and literally on the other side is a different condominium place. He got the offer to be the property manager there. The assistant manager at the time was very lovely person, terrible work ethic.
Mm.
So he was excited to have somebody on hand. I was primarily doing a lot of the roles that I could do. Some things I didn't have like authority to
Yeah.
do as an assistant manager. But those things aside, I was doing a lot of the assistant manager stuff on top of my duties, which it was like, hey, shit, let's work together over here. That kind of fell through because the lead concierge at the place he went to, the board told the property manager, you can bring on your assistant manager, but then they didn't want to do the one guy dirty, so they made him and they offered me the lead concierge position. Uh, I understood a lot of it. I thought it was a poor choice on their part. Just skills wise, the guy, like I knew him personally, the lead concierge, and he was very sociable. That was where the positives kind of ended.
Oh no.
Um, like, and I'm not trying to be mean. It was just like he was not as capable for that kind of position.
Yeah.
Um, so it
I mean,
kind
it
of
happens.
it happens, and I wasn't mad about it. I was actually really happy he got that opportunity
Yeah.
because I don't know if he would get that kind of opportunity again. I'm not going to go switch companies to be on the same plane. That's a plateau move. And
Yeah.
so I stuck around where I was at. After a while, there was an interim property manager, and dude was great. He helped get me into the assistant manager position, and that was like his last act before leaving. He taught me a lot too for the very, very short time he was there.
Hmm.
And then this one lady came in, and it was I get like hesitant on this. She was Afghani
Mm.
and very immediately like trying to replace everybody with her tribe.
Whoa.
If you were Jewish or
Oh yeah.
Christian and in direct contact with her, you weren't there for long.
That's
I
crazy.
had literal emails where she was calling me like an infidel. She hired her daughter and her daughter's best friend. I'm doing the work of the lead concierge, the assistant manager, and then she made a position an admin assistant. I was doing that work too. Those two, they were trying to get me to convert to Islam. Um, so that was a wild time, but I was just taking the paycheck and like, all right, you know what? I'll focus on my stuff while I'm here. Um, and that just kind of went south for a good long while. And that gave me the confidence, I'll say, it didn't give me confidence at all. That really wrecked my mental for probably 2 years. I was really a lot more depressed than normal. But it told me I needed to kind of like focus on me. I'm spreading myself too thin. So I kind of not gave up on the CompTIA stuff,
Hmm.
but I stopped pursuing it directly. If there's somebody who has those skills, I am very eager to bring them on board type situation, but not it's I learned it wasn't for me, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I did that with software engineering. I
Yeah,
didn't see I didn't see a pathway forward that I agreed with and that I didn't like. I saw how much effort you had to put in order to get a modicum of results, and then it varied on what was expected and what the duties were. And then on top of that, uh, when I was going into software engineering, um, they were just identifying the H-1B1 visa overuses and overreaches. And so I was just like, all of these factors culminating together are showing me that this is a highly replaceable job and that the job market for this specific category will be nulled in the next decade. So this isn't viable for long term career planning. I was like,
yeah,
okay. So I changed over. I went criminal justice with the focus, and then I'm teaching myself cybersecurity because
nice,
I did A plus networking and Sec plus like you were talking about. I did it through the CompTIA places, and I got all of the practice exams done. But
nice.
the time allotted for me to go and do the exams was the day that we got called to go into Afghanistan.
Jesus.
And they wouldn't refund me my ticket to take it again, and they wouldn't allow me to take it.
They wouldn't let you take it again?
So the time
Uh-huh.
they give you, like, I can't remember if it was like 30 or 45 days to complete it. The way that deployment happened, it was 18-hour notification, and then um we were there for like 2 months in total trying to get out. And
Yeah,
so it just expired, and the government's so strict on things that they don't really allow for leeway.
right.
And I just chalked it up as a loss. but I was already like, I didn't want to take the A plus exam anyways. Either one of them. Bro, they're so terrible. It was like pulling teeth having to listen to A plus. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, and today we're going to learn about the power chord. And I was like, I'm going to taste test a 45.
I like to call those quiet pills.
Dude, it's a forever quiet. Dude, it was funny though. Because I realized that you can get certifications and small little, yeah, other certs that will fill the gap that a company is allowing for it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like, I see what you're doing, and you're trying to make a way for other people to get into it, but then your parameters for what they need to have are so strict that you like have to get into a help desk position, and then you have to be found by like a blossom of reasoning. And so it's just kind of like, do I pick the niche or do I go general? And I was like, this is stupid too. Why would I go cybersecurity if you're not even like they didn't even have the umbrella of it figured out yet, and I still don't think that we do. Because for the
No.
most part it's just automation and reliance upon data scraping. So it's kind of just like what are we even supposed to expect? Because it feels like a majority of these are going to get wiped out by AI.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the portions that I'm also in. It's like the world is also crazy right now. Like, who gives a fuck? Let's just chase dreams. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, balancing the dream chasing and paying the bills, it's a worthy goal.
What a blessing it is to have a struggle to fight for.
It's a good way of putting it.
Dude, it's great because it used to be like, oh, why me? And then now I'm just kind of like, this is pretty awesome. This is pretty. It's like, oh no. Uh, let's see. My thermostat in my car blew out, and then my thermostat in my house blew out. And this was like within 2 days of each other.
Oh man.
And I was like, man, dude, you know what's great? Is it's turning to winter time. So I won't be sweating my balls off. Because we're going a couple days without AC. It was like right at the end of a pay period. And so I was like, we're
Oh.
struggling for a couple days, baby. Because I called some of my buddies who are like HVAC mechanics and stuff, and I got them to like help me figure out what was going on. And then they're like, "Oh, you can do this yourself if you know electrical and all this other stuff." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I do." I was like, "Life's thrown so many curveballs. I just got a random plethora of information." I was like, I, "I'm poor enough to know how to do that."
Uh, that's I've not heard that before, but that kind of hit me in the heart with that one.
Dude, it's hilarious. Because my dad was the same way. He was like, "Why would I pay someone to do something I can do?" And so it's just always been like that. It's like, no, we don't. We're not gonna pay for somebody else. We can do it. We can do it better.
Yeah.
Maybe not the better part.
Sometimes though.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And that's really when it pays off.
Oh, I know. It is fucking so funny. Oh man. Well, shit, brother. I just looked at the time. I didn't even realize we've been going for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Do you wanna end it here or do you wanna keep going?
That's up to you. If we keep going, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, but I've cleared a lot of time.
All right, you still got time for fuck yeah, I'm down. Let me go grab a snack. Let's do this. Um Well, here, shout yourself out. I'll grab your socials from you, and then I'll toss them in the description, and then how to contact you or and stuff like that, so it can promote you as well.
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
go ahead.
so my company is Goodwin Tech, real original. Kind of took it from my last name. The shit, I don't really have any socials for that. If you want to get in touch with me, agoodwincompany@gmail.com. I'll send it to you as well. That's probably the best email.
All right, dude, you should make some socials. Make some socials, and oof, so you can like, sorry, make some
You good?
socials and like a Facebook spot because there's a huge Facebook communities. I can send you some of them. They're like per state, and then
Mhm.
there's a national one that's got like 50,000 people on it. I know that the one that I'm a part of for North Carolina is like 10,000 people. That's pretty sick.
I'm waiting to get. I, maybe we can go into it more.
Yeah,
I have a CNC machine. Once I get that working, I can bang kind of jobs out a lot quicker. But
I got
since
you.
everything's by hands, I don't want to like inundate myself.
Dude, we'll definitely have a callback so we can keep going. This was fun.
Hell yeah.
Thank
Hell
you
yeah.
so
We'll
much
make a
for
mug
coming
next
on,
time.
bro. Oh, yes. All right, brother.
Awesome.
Thank you so much again. It was so much fun.
Dude, thank you.